Well, hello, welcome back to my videos. My name is Ace, and in this video, I just quickly want to showcase my Diablo 4 Early Access Level 25 Leapquake Upheaval Barbarian build. And I just want to go over my legendaries, the way they interact, the powers that they have, and I just want to showcase a little bit of the dungeon. First, before we go into the dungeon, I'll just quickly show the legendaries, talk about how they interact, how Upheaval works, how it does such crazy big damage, and I'll showcase it after. So let's get started. First, like I said, the build is just all about doing massive upheaval damage, and it plays with the Earthquake legendaries and the Leapquake legendaries that function pretty much the same as Wave the Earth did in Diablo 3. For people that are watching that are familiar with, Leapquake and Wave the Earth, it is practically, it plays the same, right? Instead of Boulder Toss, we have Upheaval. And let's get over my legendaries first. My helmet has, it will give me a barrier when I encounter a elite. It's a basic defensive legendary that I have a little bit of interaction with one of my weapons, which is deal increased damage when I have a barrier, which is just a simple multiplier. My chest is a bit of sustain. Fun fact: every time I any tick of ground stomp that happens from either abilities, because they're two different earthquakes, will trigger one stack of this, basically engaging a mob, meaning I am almost instantly at the max 50% increased armor, almost instantly. So it's a very good defensive legendary. This is just a execute legendary. Injured means enemies below 35% health. I get 20% increased crit. And because we're almost always healthy, we get huge bonus to our CC. And Barb has a lot of CC, so this just makes our CC really big. Another defensive legendary, whenever you use basic attack, you're using it all the time. You get a bit of damage reduction, right? Very basic. This is a core legendary. Whenever we damage an enemy with kick or ground stomp, we get more leaps. So, we can reset our leaps, a bit like loot sucks. Well, I just showed you this one. This is the ground stomp one, where we use ground stomp, we trigger an earthquake, and whenever we stand in our earthquake, we get damage increase. And this does the same, except with leap. We leap, we trigger another earthquake, and if we stand in any of the quakes, by the way, any of the quake we stand, we get both the damage increase and the damage reduction. So they both trigger from any of the quakes, which is really good. Here we have one of the reasons why our upheaval does so much damage is attacking enemies with a basic skill will increase the damage of our next core skill, and upheaval is a core skill, obviously. This is just the one that I found to be like somewhat useful because we're already using kick, right? Just a bit of damage, nothing really big here actually. And this is the really big one. It is every time we generate Fury at maximum Fury, our next core skill will do a whole bunch of more damage, 180% more. And because we have one of the notes on Leap, where every time we hit an enemy we get 40 Fury, and one of the notes on Ground Stomp, where are we? Ground Stomp. It also generates 25 Fury. Whenever we practically engage anyone with a leap, a quake, and another leap, we will trigger the full effect of the 180% damage, and we will be immediately be overcapped on Fury. So it is absolutely insane, and it triggers absolutely super fast. It's just we go in and we like hit like 10, 12k immediately out of the bat, right? We have kick, which helps us apply vulnerable, which is just as you can see down there, 20% increased damage done. And the stats that we're using, obviously raw strength, we have a lot of strength, but also vulnerable damage is really good because we keep applying it with kick, and we obviously slow them. More core skill. Core skill is also a very good stat to have. Obviously, we are a barbarian. We are very close, so damage to close enemies is insanely good. We are constantly slowing enemies whenever we use Call of the Ancients. I can't really make use of the bonuses for slow though, because honestly everything just dies instantly when it appears on the screen. And obviously damage to crowd control enemies is a very good stat to have, because look at the stun duration on ground stomp, 4 seconds, absolutely insane. Kicking them into walls, 3 seconds CC, right? We knock them down with leap. We have a chance to stun an upheaval for 2.5 seconds. It is absolutely crazy. Like, we as barbarian, you have so much CC. It is almost all the time active. So any damage to crowd control, we also have gems that we use to crowd control enemies. We do insane damage, right? So the way it works, I'll go in, I'll quickly talk about it, I'll quickly show you. The way it works is we want to engage with leap, we do a ground stomp, and now if we really need to, we can just leap to the next pack and then do a upheaval. And you'll see in a moment, the numbers are absolutely crazy. If I don't crash. Wow, that'd be really unfortunate. If I crash, just as I try and make a video. Oh, there we go. We just had a huge lag spike, which also happens a lot in the beta. Very frustrating. Don't really know where it's coming from. I heard a lot of people talk. It's definitely not hardware related, because I don't have any other issue otherwise. Just random lag spikes. So as you can see, not even stacking any legendary powers, we're already hitting like 2 to 3k. Well, the lag is particularly bad right now. That was a 15k. We're like, just getting started. The quality agent skill is absolutely bonkers too. They wipe entire screen. We get feared. CC is a little bit strong in this game. Even to the player, like we have strong CC, but the mobs also have crazy CC. But yeah, you can get the idea. It absolutely one-shots everything. I can't even do the quake most of the time. It is a little bit anticlimactic. I'm trying to showcase my build. Oh, the lag, man, the lag. Alright, we go again. As you can see, we're hitting easily upwards into the 10 to 20,000. I'm not really like stacking any powers. I'll show you on the boss. I'll stack it off for the boss to see if we can get a juicy hit. But this just dies, so quick. I feel like there isn't really a point in, try to stack it all up. Dungeons are, in general, pretty quick. I actually don't know how to feel about them. Obviously they're very bland right now. So I am very curious how the Nightmare Dungeons are going to be. How they, how they look. What's gonna be inside. If it's gonna be like a crazy loot pinata like Greater Rifting in Diablo 3. Or if it's just gonna be more of a challenge, right? Like Mythic Plus in World of Warcraft. Oh, I totally forgot to mention our primary skill that we're using is Lunging Strike. I feel like Lunging Strike is probably the best one because it gives you the ability to, go forward all the time. It does this little dash. You can see me do it. Oh, not right now because I'm lagging. You'll see me dash forward all the time, like here and here. It's just a very good quick lunge forward, and I feel like it's hands down the best skill. There you go, 33k. We're looking for the mob, which gives us the key. God, the lag is really bad tonight. I know it's the last day. I don't know if a lot of people are playing, but dear God, the lag is very bad right now. Here we are. It's the last one. No, it actually canceled my attack. Hopefully we are actually going to be able to crit the boss because, as you can see, the damage is so high. I want to showcase the big hit, but he might actually die before we even get to that point. He might just completely disappear. right now I'm not using the ability because I want to like stack it up to the max. Of course, it happens again rather quickly, but I just want to keep it. See if we can get a really big juicy hit. I'm just gonna finish it all off. Hopefully, don't kill the boss instantly. I want to wait a second to apply vulnerable. Here we go. And there we go. A 32,000 hit. Which, even that's not even with Call of the Agents active. And, they apply the slow. We don't have any other slow, so we're missing out a source of damage. Also, Call of the Agents will give us flat damage. So that hit could even be bigger. And it was only a crit. It was not even an overpower crit. So, as you can see, damage is completely crazy. And I really like the way it plays. It does feel a little bit clunky sometimes, but I feel like that's, it's early game, and Barbarian is not supposed to be this super fast class, I think, at least for now. But the damage is absolutely crazy. And I'm curious what you guys think about the build that I made. You can, feel free to let me know down in the comments, talk about it. There's like, oh, Ace, you're, making horrible builds, or like, wow, this is awesome, let me know. And as last time I mentioned, it's my first time making videos, so not really used to this. I'm not really talking as cleanly as I'd like to. I'm also not a native English speaker, so there's that too. And lastly, if you're wondering like I said about the resolution, it's because I used to be it's primarily for Twitch streaming, but hopefully you can forgive me for that. As always, thank you for watching, and take care, guys. See ya.